It's wild how one jet can feel less like an aircraft and more like a family's secret superpower, because when convenience becomes the real luxury, a jet like this stops being a status symbol and turns into a lifeline. And the one that kicks off this list? It's shockingly practical. 1. Pilatus PC-24, affordable entry jet. And here's where it gets even more surprising. This isn't your typical flashy private jet flex. The Pilatus PC-24 is the kind of plane that almost feels unfair, like it's bending the rules of what an affordable jet is supposed to offer. Imagine something built with Swiss precision, but designed for real-world family chaos. Kids, luggage, sports gear, snacks, grandparents. It just absorbs everything and asks for more. That's why people call it the SUV of private jets, because it behaves exactly like one. Tough, flexible, and ready for whatever your week throws at it. What really stands out is its versatility. Most private jets panic at the sight of anything smaller than a standard runway. But the PC-24? It just rolls its shoulders and walks straight onto short strips and even unpaved runways like it's nothing. Dirt, gravel, remote airstrips. It doesn't care. If your family has a cabin in the mountains, a beach house far from a major airport, or a favorite getaway that airlines pretend doesn't exist, this jet goes straight there. No detours, no hopping between airports, no, sorry, we can't land here. And the range, 1,800 miles, may not sound dramatic, but for real family travel, it's perfect. These are the weekend runs, the school breaks, the tournament trips, the last-minute cross-state emergencies. It knocks out regional flights without blinking. Then you step inside, and the subtle genius of this aircraft hits you again. The flat floor, which is remarkably rare in this category, makes the entire cabin feel more spacious than it should. When you're flying with 6 to 7 people, that matters. Kids can move without climbing over bags. Parents can shift seats without feeling boxed in. It feels less like a tube and more like a moving living room. And yes, the numbers seal the deal. $11 million acquisition and around $1,300 an hour to operate. In the private jet world, that's borderline shocking. It means more families can realistically consider stepping into ownership, not just charters. And just when you think affordability means compromise, the next jet steps in and flips the whole idea upside down. 2. Embraer Praetor 500, affordable midsize heavyweight. The Praetor 500 is one of those jets that instantly makes you question its price tag because it feels far too premium for the affordable midsize category. Every inch of it is engineered for families who actually fly often, not for people who just want a flashy tarmac moment. With a range of 3,340 miles, it's clearly built for real, cross-country travel and the unpredictable chaos that comes with taking kids long distances. That range alone means you can fly from New York to Los Angeles in one non-stop trip with no awkward fuel stops or unnecessary interruptions. For families with kids who get restless the moment the wheels touch the ground, that's priceless. The aircraft's ability to keep everyone moving in a single, smooth journey makes it feel more like a necessity than a luxury. Inside the cabin is where the Praetor 500 truly stands out. The 5,800-foot cabin altitude reduces fatigue, dehydration, and crankiness for everyone on board. With a full 6 feet of height, adults can move around comfortably without bending or squeezing past each other, making the entire flight feel more natural and less cramped. The 9-passenger layout highlights its family-first engineering. Embraer included a clever divider system that allows the cabin to be split into zones, an absolute game changer. Kids stay entertained on one side, while adults enjoy peace on the other. And for around $20 million with $2,000 per hour operating costs, the Praetor 500 hits a rare sweet spot of range, comfort, and true family practicality. So here's the real question. If one divider could buy you hours of mid-air peace, how much is that worth to you? 3. Cessna Citation Latitude, the super popular sweet spot. The Citation Latitude has this reputation that follows it everywhere. The jet families keep coming back to. And honestly, it earns that title the moment you step on board. It's not trying to be flashy, it's trying to be useful. And that's why it quietly dominates the affordable super popular category. First off, the 2,700-mile range hits that perfect middle ground. Long enough to cover nearly every major family trip. Florida to Colorado, Chicago to Mexico, New York to almost anywhere east of the Rockies, without pushing past the price ceiling. It's reliable, predictable, and incredibly forgiving for those last-minute, we have to be there tomorrow morning emergencies. Inside, the cabin is built for 9 passengers, though anyone who's flown with a big group knows the sweet spot is 7 to 8 people. That's when the Latitude really breathes. And the 6-foot 5-inch cabin width? It matters more than you'd think. It gives the aircraft this open, comfortable feel you rarely get in anything at this price point. You don't feel squeezed, no shoulder war battles, no awkward walkway traffic jams. But the real family magic is in the little touches Cessna updated for 2025 and beyond. The galley was practically redesigned around family life. There's smarter storage for snacks, drinks, and all the random stuff kids bring on board like it's a road trip. And the improved hot beverage system is a lifesaver for parents on those 6 a.m. departures. Coffee that actually tastes like coffee at 41,000 feet? That's a win. And then there's the lavatory. It's not massive, but the solid door makes it feel like a real private space. When you're traveling with kids, or teens, or multiple adults, that detail becomes priceless. No sliding door, no awkward gaps. Just privacy, finally. At around $19 million and only $1,900 an hour to operate, the Latitude sits right at the sweet intersection of cost and comfort. It's the jet that gives you the most lifestyle upgrade per dollar spent. So let me throw this at you. If one aircraft could make every family trip feel calmer, smoother, and more predictable, wouldn't that be the one you'd choose? And just when everything seems predictable, this next jet shows up and reminds you what premium actually feels like without blasting past the mid-tier price line. 4. Challenger 350, premium comfort without the overkill. The Challenger 350 has this quiet swagger to it. It doesn't scream for attention, but the moment you enter the cabin, you understand why so many seasoned families treat it like their go-to aircraft. It feels refined, balanced, and built for people who actually live on airplanes instead of just taking the occasional holiday flight. You get a flat floor and a full 6-foot cabin height, which instantly changes the energy of the aircraft. No crouching, no awkward sideways steps, no squeezing past a row of knees. Add in the 7-foot 2-inch cabin width, and suddenly it feels less like a jet and more like a rolling lounge in the sky. That extra width makes a real difference when you've got backpacks, toys, laptops, chargers, pillows, and all the usual family flight chaos. Then comes the range. 3,200 miles. It hits a beautiful sweet spot where cross-country flights are effortless and refueling stops become a rare annoyance instead of a normal part of travel. When you've got kids who think every landing means the trip is over, avoiding those mid-flight breaks is a blessing. But here's where things get really interesting. The 2025 family-focused cabin option. Bombardier basically looked at how families actually move around and said, "Okay, let's fix this." They ditched the traditional credenza and replaced it with additional facing seats and a smaller table, transforming the cabin into something far more versatile. It naturally creates separate zones, a quieter zone for adults, and another for kids or teens who want to watch something, play a game, or spread out their gadgets. If you regularly fly with 8 to 9 people, this layout becomes gold. Everyone gets space, the cabin doesn't feel chopped up, and movement stays fluid. It feels like it was designed by someone who has actually traveled with kids before. At around $27 million and $2,500 per hour to operate, it's not the cheapest. But for families who fly often, this thing becomes a dependable workhorse. Smooth, stable, quiet, predictable. All the stuff frequent flyers crave. So let me ask you, if your family spent half its life in the air, wouldn't you want a jet that feels like a second home, rather than just transportation? 5. Gulfstream G280, upper middle tier. Approximately $35 million per $2,700 per hour. The Gulfstream G280 is designed for families who travel with purpose and precision. Sitting confidently in the upper middle tier, it delivers performance close to heavy jets without the massive price jump. Its 3,600-mile range makes long domestic flights, island getaways, and business plus vacation routes feel effortless, giving frequent time zone hoppers one of the most reliable aircraft in its class. What makes the G280 stand out is its impressive short-field capability, allowing access to many smaller airports that similar jets can't reach. This opens the door to private resorts, tucked-away island strips, and quieter air parks, letting families avoid crowds and fly strategically. Being able to take off where others can't adds a layer of freedom that feels both luxurious and smart. Inside, Gulfstream's cabin design shines. With 3 spacious zones, the layout allows parents to work, kids to relax, and everyone to enjoy their own space. Large oval windows bring in abundant natural light, reducing fatigue and keeping passengers refreshed, one of Gulfstream's signature advantages. And that wraps up the Gulfstream G280, one of the smartest upper-middle tier jets a family can fly. Which feature impressed you the most? Drop your thoughts below, hit like if this helped, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of private jets and luxury aviation.